Welcome to the highlights of Sunday's soggy Saraburi evening, where in the third Thai Premier League game of the season, Suphanburi came out 3-1 winners. There was one change to the lineup in the two previous games. We stayed with Anorak in goal, of course. Our back four remained the same: Natapong, Captain Pratt, Marcio and Ponlawat. One change in the midfield though: Lee Seung-hee started, but Dechar was rested, came on later in the game, and in his place was Watan Supt. Jedsadar started again, as did Andre. And up front, Jakapan, of course, and Carmelo. And it was great to see Jakapan getting into the Goal.com Team of the Week. And, of course, Sergio Farias being named Coach of the Week as well. So, we started really well. We were getting more and more times down the left and right where we're pushing forward. But it was former player Barim Diop who had a beautiful pass inside, and it was smartly saved by Anorak, being very aware of the situation. It was very wet down in the corners, but Carmelo was hunting and harrying, and Jedsadar, he's got such an accuracy in his passing, really is a very, very good passer of the ball, a very calm passer of the ball. And then we had Marcio rampaging forward, tries to just pass it in with his left foot, and unfortunately the ball goes wide. But it was a fantastic effort from mighty Marcio. Jakapan, as ever, took the corners very, very accurately indeed, and there's a nice bit of interplay there where Jakapan on the left-hand side gets a good cross in, and Pisan, who's currently on loan from Bangkok United, really should have caught that. He has a real problem with crosses when he's put under pressure. Got away by Biram there. But then Carmelo showed his great orchestrating class on the right side, looking for Andre. That fluidity of the formation can really be seen well with Andre going right or left. He gets the ball across, and unfortunately it's charged down. But you look at the fact that all defenders can see different players every time from Suphanburi coming at them, and it's a great system. We're getting a real signature to our play at the moment. That ball just went wide towards Natapong, who's getting forward more and more with every game. And in the midfield, we were fighting very, very hard. Andre, with those great quick feet of his, push forward. He's got the players inside and out. He sees Carmelo. Carmelo pushes it back, and very rarely for Jakapan, he miscontrols it, and Pisan very gratefully picks it up. But what a game Jakapan was to have. Saraburi had one or two chances. You may well remember Douglas Cardoza from Ratchaburi, always very emotional and very physical, and a tough player to play against. Barim gets an excellent cross there, but it's just blazed wide, and the chance goes begging for Saraburi. Again, Andre down the left side with those fast feet, but then a very clear and calm mind. You see the way that we're passing it around. We're looking for players, and we're making sure that there's more and more questions asked of the opposition. Great pick up by Carmelo, has a shot, and Pisan is grateful to clear it, and the shot just goes wide on the follow-up. But you can see the style of play that we have and the pressure that we put, the pressing game that Sergio Farias demands, so that players like, for example, here, Guy Hubert, the Madagascar international, doesn't have much time on his hands. There were some chances, though, from Saraburi, and this one will be disappointing for Sergio. The player was invited to shoot, given the chance, and not closed down. That's something we'll need to work on in the training sessions to come. But in the midfield, we really were very strong indeed. Even when the ball has been lost, the Saraburi player gets the ball, he's very strongly tackled, and here you see a real signature goal. Goes left to Natapong, again, who's getting further more and more as the season progresses. He pushes it inside, very calmly, looking for options. Very nicely found out there. And then we have Carmelo, who drives forward, draws two defenders in, and there's Jakapan. Pins back his ears, and bang, goes in. But it was a deflection, to be fair, a deflection from Tinakorn. But it was a good shot, a wonderful move by Suphanburi, and a player of real confidence. Jakapan goes across to thank our fantastic away support. Considering the weather and the distance, it was a really good evening support. So thank you to all the fans for that. So Jakapan shows his great flexibility and positional strength. You see the way the defenders are dragged in, nicely put across by Carmelo Gonzalez, and there's Jakapan. He's got one thought in his mind. First touch is excellent, his balance is perfect, and he drives that ball in. But number 4, trying to defend the ball, just flicks it over the hapless Pisan, who really could do nothing about that. So 38 minutes gone, and we're 1-0 ahead, looking for that second. One or two chances came across, but there was a lot of defenders back there for Saraburi who just wanted really to get to half-time. Natapong looks for Andre, playing a little wider, but again, Natapong getting further more and more regularly. almost finds Jakapan on the back post. He slightly mishits it, and the shot goes over. But the balance very much on, or the attack is very much on Suphanburi as we go through the half. The Madagascan again gets the ball out, but it's charged down by Andre, and he goes through the defenders with those lovely quick feet of his. Really, there's not many options open other than shooting, and Pisan eventually gets his hands on the ball. There was a disappointing piece of defending, it has to be said, and really, Saraburi should have scored from this. The big number 5 coming forward should have done much, much better, at least to get it on target. Then some really good interplay between Barry Diop and the fellow Cameroonian Guy Hubert meant that there was an absolute carbon copy of our goal. This time, it was Natapong, the unfortunate defender, who deflected it beyond Anorak. So very good play down the left, though, but after 64 minutes, the home crowd were delighted to see 1-1. But we were there for the win. Beautiful crossing from Jakapan, and the header goes just wide from Sergio van Dijk. But you could see from Jakapan's disappointment, he's going to really make sure something special happened, and it did. He drops his left shoulder, the defender thinks he's going to go wide to the right, so he does the opposite, turns inside, and with wonderful confidence places it past the goalkeeper with power and precision. He really is on fire at the moment, Jakapan. He's moving and he's making sure that he's always in hurtful positions for the defenders, and they really don't know what to do. So the left shoulder's dropped, and then the defender thinks he's going to go wide for the cross, but he does the absolute opposite, and there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever that's going in. Just like the penalty he scored the weekend before, this is a player on the absolute top of his game. 72 minutes gone, 2-1 to Suphanburi, and richly deserved. Then the goalscorer becomes a provider. What a beautiful run from Andre Luis. He has two options. The first one doesn't seem to be there, so Jakapan makes sure he holds onto the ball and provides option 2. What a wonderful piece of interplay. Perfect timing, clearly onside, and Brazil and Thailand merge together to create a goal of flair, quality, precision, and great intelligence. So Jakapan, he has the ball, he holds, he sees the run's not going to happen, he holds again, and then with perfect weight, invites Andre to drive through the ball, which he takes up with glee, and there's no chance of Pisan. It's 3-1 to Suphanburi with only 15 minutes left. There were one or two chances as well. Sergio will be disappointed he didn't score. He puts Andre through as well, and Andre could have had 2 or 3 more as well. He's another player that is absolutely on fire at the moment. We're looking for that 4th, even the 5th, but there were chances for Saraburi from a corner again. The defender really should have made Anorak work harder, but it was a smart save by our number 1. Saraburi then went on more on the attack to try and get something out of the game, and they left themselves more exposed as the game went on. This was something that we made sure we tried to exploit, and then Andre and Jakapan, Andre making a lovely run down the right. Beautiful run by Sergio, but Pisan, rather unorthodoxly, saves with his feet. Some decent interplay in the middle by Saraburi, but by this time their legs are getting tired and they're seeing fewer and fewer options, knowing that a 2-goal defeat is on the cards. But there was a long shot there which just went wide and skidded off the turf past Anorak's right post. Saraburi tried again using a more direct route, and as ever, the Douglas Cardoza, the highly emotional Brazilian, was in the thick of the action. But Jakapan, what a beautiful ball this was. Really nicely given out to Watansup, who crosses it to Sergio, and he just jumped a fraction too early. Couldn't get his neck around it. That was really, really good play by Suphanburi yet again, going through Jakapan. Then we had Dechar on, great to see him come on, showing the squad depth that we have this year, and Jakapan, carbon copy again, Andre straight through, and he just couldn't get his foot around the ball. But again, it's such beautiful connection between those two players. More chances were to come. Lovely first touch, skip on the turf, and then a ball out to Sergio, who probably should have just checked his run a little bit to make sure that he was available for that cross before he had a chance to shoot. Very poor shot from the Douglas Cardoza, the Brazilian, and the game was over. So this was a wonderful performance from Suphanburi. It had strength, it had guile, and it had class. And it's a perfect preparation for the big game on Saturday against champions Buriram United. We're ready for this, we're confident, and there's a great spirit in the camp. Suphanburi FC, birth of the legend.